Spoiler warning. This marks a significant departure from the pattern established by the first 3 seasons, all of which followed more conventional, grounded mysteries based on reality. However, there is ample evidence in the show to point to a more rational explanation for the terrifying deaths that occurred. True Detective: Night Country has seen its viewership grow as the supernatural lean seems to have led to positive word of mouth. The show's central mystery has so far been driven heavily by supernatural elements, but there may be a plausible explanation for all the strange occurrences in Ennis, Alaska. Even though it's plausible that the Salal researchers' experiences had a supernatural origin that would fundamentally alter the show's theme. It would change its focus from being a criminal drama to a sci-fi/horror program, which would violate the show's established evidence-chasing premise from its 2014 debut season. Consequently, it makes more sense if the mystery's odd aspects have a rational explanation. There may be an explanation for why so many Ennis residents have reported seeing things, especially dead people, according to one specific plotline. True Detective: The supernatural aspects of Night Country may be caused by its water and DNA. It's possible that the otherworldly events portrayed are hallucinations. A developing side conflict involving Ennis's mining operations has been present in the first few episodes of True Detective: Night Country. Many people in the town are employed by the mining business. However, some residents believe that the area's water supply is being contaminated by the mining operations. If that accusation is true, drinking the water may cause illness, with hallucinations being one of the symptoms. That might also account for the suicidal reindeers shown in the opening scene of the season, as well as the reason why everyone in the village seems to see things. As was made clear in episode 2, the Salal scientists were trying to recover DNA from creatures that were buried deep under the tundra's ice. Their goal was to discover a means of halting cellular deterioration that may be applied to treat a wide range of illnesses.
I think the origin of life.
According to New Scientist, that is a very plausible scenario. It's plausible that this particular bacterium is what contaminated Ennis's water supply.
It damages chromosomal material upon extraction, so it was never going to work.
And resulted in the widespread hallucinations. It's possible that the Salal researchers had an increased form of exposure, which is what caused their intense panic and drove them over the ice. A case that seems more realistic than supernatural. According to True Detective history, a paranormal reason would effectively transform the program into a new genre, as its 2 detectives worked to solve the case of the ritualistic killing of young women in Louisiana. True Detective Season 1 did not hold back when it came to embracing the paranormal. It was finally discovered that the terrifying menace posed by the enigmatic Yellow King and his grotesque home, known only as Carcosa, was nothing more than a cult of fanatics who thought they could elevate themselves via ritual killings. The possible supernatural offender turned out to be a grounded, if very wicked, gang of people under the command of a mass murderer. True Detective Seasons 2 and 3 followed suit with the conclusion of Season 1, eschewing supernatural aspects in favor of a plain crime narrative. It seems reasonable that the supernatural aspects of True Detective: Night Country will eventually have a plausible explanation, given the program's track record of presenting realistic mystery answers. If a spirit of the ice and sea is eventually responsible for the fatalities in Ennis, the show shifts from being a crime drama to a science fiction or horror program. Why supernatural isn't necessary for True Detective: Night Country. A paranormal reason would undermine the show's core detective work. True Detective: Night Country's fatalities shouldn't have supernatural causes because that would take away from the real-world detective work that is the show's greatest asset. The core characters of the program, the seasoned and frequently shattered detectives who hunt down the killers behind each season's main mystery, have always been its driving forces. It would be a mistake and a betrayal of the show's initial aim to undermine the element that has always driven the show, that is, their search for witnesses and evidence, by having the culprit be a supernatural figure.